One way to excel in something is becoming visionary in anything that you're doing. For every plan that you make, you're looking at that plan like you're looking at things from a 50 years from now perspective. That just puts you in a space where you just want to try to get things right. So that even 50 years from now, that plan that you're making now um turns out to be excellent. Hello, welcome to my channel. And if this is your first time here, you're welcome as well. So my name is Kelechi, and in this channel, I talk about faith growth, self-actualization and self-development in faith. Excellence. Have you ever experienced God's favor? Something so undeserving, something so massive that you start to feel so empowered, you start to feel so uplifted, so overwhelmed that you forget that you also need to like put in your best to keep that thing. You also need to put in your best to not let it slip away. So whether it's a job or a financial breakthrough, that feeling of freedom that you forget that that is the point where you need to start putting in the optimal effort to ensure that you make the best out of that job. It's not uncommon for a believer to forget that the best is expected of them or that excellence is expected of them in when God favors them. In fact, every believer is expected to excel, to bring out optimum results in any sphere that they have found themselves. Why did I use excellence? All right, let's define things. Excellence is a state or the ability of being superior, being superior or being above average. Well, someone might just ask, why do I need to excel? Why do I need to stand out? Well, you need to excel, you need to stand out because the place at which everyone else is saturated, is filled. You could easily be lost and hard to find. So it's just never God's plan for you to be average. It's just never God's plan for you to be where everyone else is. So you need to stand out. You need to look for ways to be superior. You need to look for ways to be above average, above what everyone else is doing. So your scripture, Proverbs chapter 29 verse no, Proverbs chapter 22 verse 29. Ever seen a man who excels at his work? He will stand before kings and not mere men. I like the way KJV puts it. I think KJV puts it, it says, seest thou a man who is diligent at his work? He will stand before kings and not mere men. Clearly defined, kings and not mere men. Now you can see that from the beginning, God's plan for you is to stand before kings and not ordinary people, not mere men. You know, the idea or the goal is for you to be able to solve problems for kings, for dignitaries, for people of importance, and not just ordinary people. So imagine if you're just trying to be where everyone else is, you're definitely not going to get to that point where kings want to listen to you or where dignitaries, important personalities want to hear from you, want to like take out time to hear what you have to offer, to see what you have to offer. So another reason why you cannot be relaxed or why you cannot be average about your skill or about something that the Lord has favored you with is think about it for a second. There was someone else there before you got there, in the case of a job, there was someone probably in that position before you got there, before God favored you with that position. So what makes you think that you're just going to occupy that position just to be the same as the other person who was previously there? Like why do you think you deserve that? Why do you think that God will take away that position from someone else to give it to you, or for you to just come, and sit there and be average and not, thrive to excel? Just think about it for a second. Another reason is that when you thrive for excellence, you kind of lay a foundation for an excellent work to stand. It's like you're laying a foundation upon a solid foundation. And trust me, when your mind is set on excellence, it lays a foundation for something extraordinary. Just typically you just want to rise above what you're used to. It lays a foundation of like some level of mindset. The way you go about things is it's not the same way that everyone else would go about things. You tend to be more visionary, more result driven than everyone else. A little tip: one way to excel in something is becoming visionary in anything that you're doing, right? So you're thinking like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, 100 years from now, for every action you take, for every plan that you make, you're looking at that plan like you're looking at things from a 50 years from now perspective, a 100 years from now perspective, because you want to make sure like that just puts you in a space where you just want to try to get things right, so like even 50 years from now, that plan that you're making now um turns out to be excellent, or turns out to be the best, right? So all right, so that brings me to the end. I hope I've been able to teach you one or two things, and thank you for coming to my channel, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.